Hey guys, welcome back to Zeus Massive Olympus, and today we are moving on to the next adventure, Hercules Labours. Now at the end of the previous part I said that this was a horrid campaign. It really is, but let's have a read. Together, you and Hercules will begin the journey to immortality. As he performs his legendary labours, you'll build a legendary kingdom that will provide fodder to storytellers for years to come. This challenging adventure consists of 7 episodes. It's a pretty long one, so let's head to the first mission.
The seer emerged from the oracle at Delphi and uttered these words. I see 2 people walking together towards greatness. One of these people is a hulking man, stronger than anyone else in the world. The other person is incredibly good-looking and extremely smart. Hercules is the muscle-bound man, a son of Zeus, who has incurred the wrath of Hera, Zeus's wife. She drove Hercules to madness, and he killed his wife and children. Since that fateful day, he has traveled around Greece doing good deeds to atone for his sins. The incredibly good-looking and smart person is you. You are destined to become the ruler of a great dominion, and some of the immortals will call you friend. But that day is some time from now, and you have much to do before that beautiful day dawns. Along the way, your fate and Hercules' fate will be intertwined. His enemies will become your enemies, his friends your friends. Your path to glory begins with establishing the city of Tiryns in Argolis and introducing it to the world.
Yep. This adventure is a bit slightly different to what we built before. Before we built large, bustling capital cities and basically conquered everyone. This is about building a very small city. We're not building a massive one. In fact, the final mission of this adventure is only a population of 3,000, so... And as it says here, you'll have plenty of time to build Tiryns into a thriving metropolis later, but not that big. If you try to build a large city now, you will have difficulty in feeding everyone. There's a reason for that. So let's head to the city, and we'll pause immediately. And slow time right down so it doesn't run too far. So, we've got... Let's bring up the world map. So we've got a bit of an island here. You don't need to build here. Don't bother. And you've got some farmland here. Now the farmland looks as if it's a lot. You don't need that much at all. Because the only thing you need it for is Fleece. In fact, this is going to be a huge Fleece capital. And there's no farming on this. But we do get something new. We get urchin keys. Urchins are somewhat similar to fishing, but it doesn't send out a fishing boat. What is sent out instead is... Pause this right, yeah. What it says out is a little person who wades along coastlines only, theoretically. You might see sometimes them going all the way across here. Generally they don't, but they'll go to these little urchin spots. This is the only adventure in the campaign where urchins are a main food source. Unfortunately, problems in the next mission that we come to when we come back to Tiryns makes this impossible. So, this adventure is challenging for a lot of reasons. So, for the most part, I'm just going to go crazy with Fleece, because that's your only export. In fact, exports in this mission, in this campaign, are shit, essentially. But we've got a nice big landmass here, and as it says, there's a lot of god invasions in this particular adventure. You've got a lot of challenges on this one, so this is not about as simple as building a city and just, you know, getting on with it. This is about you've got to be careful. So we've got urchins and hunting. That's our only food types, and you can't import any. But if we have a look on the world map, so Tiryns is right here. So we've got Knossos, which does nothing. Elis, which does nothing. Erymanthus does nothing. Nemea, they buy wood, bronze, grapes, and armor. Useless. Eleusis buys marble. They're an ally, and they sell us armor, olive oil, and wine. These are things you actually need for later, but you don't need to worry about it right now. You can't sell marble anyway. Pholoe doesn't do anything. Mount Pelion does nothing. They are actually an enemy in this particular adventure. Troy, which comes up in the Trojan War, we don't need to worry about them. And Kyme, it's a new city. They buy lots of fleece. And they sell as wood, bronze, and sculpture. Kyme will go through a couple of political upheavals at the start. There's a silly request you can't even meet, so don't worry. But you will be able to sell them fleece as your only export. It is so tight at the moment. So of course, because you've only got one source of money making, literally, you have to set up Fleece whether you like it or not. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep, because it's a nice big map and there's plenty of space, I'm just going to go with my city centre idea again. I'm going to put in maybe 4 column blocks along here with my elite housing on this side. somewhere. I'll probably put up a lot of urchin keys along this bit for these bits just here and that as well. But that's not a big problem right now. So, and there's some pointless marshlands. There's a lot of space here, despite the fact that you don't have a big city to build. It's because there's a lot of sanctuaries you have to build. But that's not important right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and plan out my fleece industry and the basic housing blocks I'm going to put in. And I'll come back in once I've done that. Okay, so I've planned out 2 blocks. I'm keeping it simple here because I want to show you why I'm doing it like this. Because I want to have all the fleece down here, obviously. But I don't want them going too far, and I don't want to waste the space, essentially. And I want to keep everything quite tight. And because our food supplies are pretty rubbish, I want to have one bit of source of food down here somewhere. I'll have like some granaries down here getting food, and I'll have them like accepting up here, but that's not too big of a deal right now. So let's unpause, speed up the game. So they enter from up here and exit away over here. I've only built 1 block because I just want to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do we have Corinthian columns? I do. So what I'm going to do is do just sort of do that because I just want to wall them in essentially into like this tiny little corner. It doesn't matter about the rest of it. So let's just put down. So my idea is I'm going to have 2 elite blocks. I'm not going to have them going like this. I'm going to have them end to end. So I'm going to have them going parallel to this road. So I'll have one here and another one up here, and they'll be sort of joined together. But I'm not sure how well that'll work, so we'll just have to see. So yeah, okay. February 500 BC, we've only just started. You can't fulfill this. Don't even try. In fact, it's impossible because you can't even build elite housing, so ignore that. It goes through political upheavals, as I've said, so that's why that happens. So ignore it. The trade route will open up again. That's why I put this down, just so it was there. They buy fleece. So I'll just put a warehouse right there that's just going to accept nothing but fleece. And all of our housing blocks should be within reach. If the ones up here aren't, I'll just put another warehouse up here that gets it. So let's just put down parks. We're going to keep everything simple. Now what's our culture like? We can build everything outright, which is actually okay. Now I haven't checked the goals. I haven't shown you them yet. The goals are produce 30 skins of fleece in 1 year. That's not too difficult. 250 people in a tenement or better is not that difficult. And the treasury goal is the toughest. 7,500. You start with 9,500, there's no real way you can keep that in the right level. So let's see. We need 65 workers. Will more come in? Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this on, start building up the fleece to sell. I want that. Yeah, I know that. Ignore that. So what I'll do is I will go and set up the hunting industry. We've got hunting here. We can hunt there. Where else can we hunt? Oh, we've got a little bit of boar in there. Is that it? Yeah, there's only 2 areas of hunting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and have key industries up here. So I'm going to have like my olive oil and such industry up here, because you do get an Arbor of Athena. So I'm going to have like some industries up here, and I'll have getting stuff, bringing it down a bit closer, just because it's easier that way. Now I want to see one thing. How far does this guy go? Let's just speed this up. Okay, he goes along here. So I can just have one inspector go all the way along here covering this bit here. So that's okay. So I'll go and set up the food industries, because I'll need to go and set up some hunting and urchin keys. I'll set up a few urchin keys here and a hunting industry right here. And I'll have one guy accepting both and then one that gets it down here, because that'll be easier. So I'll go and do that, and I'll come back in once I am ready to show something. Okay, so trade with Kaime is now reopened again. So if you look here, Kaime will think less of you because you did send troops to where you couldn't. Trade will shut down, and then it will basically reopen again for no apparent reason. They are still an ally, but I don't actually get why they bother putting that event in. I've turned off the fleece industry because I don't need it, but I have put down more housing here because I needed it. And I also got my urchins industry set up, so it sort of works exactly the same as the fishing industry, but it's not what I would call a great system. So they're going to dump when the thing gets workers. Of course, I put down more housing just here to boost. Just put that gardens down, the parks, sorry. Just speed this up, moving it along. I'm not raising wage rates because I have no way to make money and I don't want to waste the money right now. Right, so they're going off to go and get the food because it's up here. And what we're also going to do is let's put down 1, 2, 3 of these, and I'll also have some more up here, so I'll have a little bit there, a little bit there, and I'll have them all connected to this one granary, which will go and get it all. These will work more efficiently because they're much closer than, say, these ones. These are kind of going in between the two, which is not very helpful. I may even have a few extra ones just in here if we can. Yeah, 1, 2. You could put, say, 2 in there. Can you get a bridge? Just no. You could put a bridge there, but what's the point? That's blocking off the spot. I mean, I could do that. Have one there, one there, one there, and then there you go. You've got a nice little bit. But this is a very annoying map with all these little islands that you can't use. I mean, this island, I mean, it's got space for stuff like that, but it's a waste of time in any case. So I'm going to run this on, and once we're ready to, I mean, we can add tax from the outset, which is actually good. So I'll probably put that down somewhere. I'm not sure where I'll put the palace. I'll probably just put it out of the way somewhere. So once we start to get some stable food in, once all this is filled up and we've also got food down here, and I'm ready to start distributing it, I'll come back in and show it. Okay, we now have a nice stable supply of food down here, which we can now distribute to one of our blocks. You'll notice here that Nemea has conquered our ally Ellis. Yes, that happens. And I also noticed that there's a dot down here that I couldn't see because of course of this widescreen patch. Mount Malaya is a location that gets upset later, but it's not a big deal right now. So we're going to start giving food to one block. I don't want to sort of rush it yet. And I might as well use this opportunity to put down that space there. I'll put one there and there. So we've got some hunting happening. Not much, but we've got some hunting happening. This is getting used up pretty quickly, the hunting. As I said, don't build a huge city straight away because you can't support it. And it'll get fucked later anyway, so there's no point. So we've got some boar over here. I may have to set up 2 separate hunting areas. One up here and one away over here to stop them wandering randomly. But of course these hunting lodges don't work very well at the moment. So we're starting to get some people in. We're going to get access to culture venues. We just speed this up. There we go, so we've got one block evolved a bit now, that's good. What level do we need? Tenements. This is hovel, okay. So with the workers we're going to get from this, which is 256, we will be able to turn on the fleece industry. As you can see, meats dash prey. Because you can get, there in Poseidon, I will mention so much later, you can get meat from another source when you play the Poseidon missions, not in the Zeus ones. Which is why it says meat slash dash prey, because this is the only source in the Zeus missions. The only source of meat is from hunting, but in the Poseidon missions you can get meat from another source as well. It looks like these only work when there's half the employees, which is not good. These aren't working, of course, because they don't have anything. Oh, price decrease for fleece. That's not good. That means it goes down to 54. It's not very expensive. Just spam these out. Let's get them working. There we go. Okay, 4 carding sheds at the moment should be more than enough. We don't need tons. So I'll let that run. And if I box them in, like I did before on some missions, boxing them in will make them more efficient. And they won't randomly wander either. So get the people in. I am not giving fleece to anyone yet. And one thing I should be doing is I'm going to put in an infirmary there and an infirmary there. I'll put it there because then I can sort of beautify this location with statues and such. Okay, so we're going to start getting some fleece. Once I have a nice stockpile of fleece to distribute, actually I'm going to delete that and I'm going to move it right up tight with the thing there just to keep it nice and tidy. And there's plenty more space as well. And I can also, if I need to, put a road up here because I'm going to have to access this urchin area as well. So what I'm probably going to do is have one granary for urchins and one for meat, and I'm going to have 2 areas for it because they're wandering all over the map, obviously, which is not helpful. So I'll let this run, and once we're ready to start selling fleece, I'll come back in. Okay, we are ready to start selling fleece. Look at all this fleece we've got from just 1 out of 4 of these. So let's start selling Kaimate fleece. I'm just going to stockpile, you know what, just stockpile as much as you can get, really. I'm not sure where they enter from. I think they enter from down here somewhere, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing's happened in the raw map, which is good. So we've got plenty of meat stockpiling here. I've also gone ahead and provided food to this block so we could get more workers, because we are going to need workers soon. Why are we more popular than Baklava? Is that the top rating? I don't know. Your city's culturally deprived, is it? Well, it's got gymnasiums, that's okay. So start selling fleece off to Kaimate, like so. And yes, Nemea is going around conquering everyone. I mentioned that they conquered Ellis. They've also gone ahead and conquered Knossos. So Nemea is not a useful rival. They are going around conquering everyone. And most likely we will lose Eleusis at some point, which is not helpful. So sold out all that fleece for the year. And with the workers we're going to now have, we've got plenty of food to handle 800 people, which is shit, really. But we have food in stores for 29 months, so it's actually not that bad in reality. It's got 2,000, okay, fine. So we are selling fleece. I am not going to be able to reach the target treasury goal by just selling fleece. So I think this is a good opportunity to go ahead and put down this palace. And I am going to put it, let's see, where does this road go? I'm just going to drag it around this bit. I can actually, no, I can't really do that. There. So I want to see how far this guy goes before I need to put in another one. So let's see. Okay, it doesn't go that far. That may be a spawning location. So let's just put down the palace there. I'm going to roadblock there. And I'm going to... let's just delete some trees. We're not going to be able to cut down trees anyway, so let's just put that there and then roadblock like so. And he should be able to... yeah, that's fine. I'll just keep it more tight to the coastline though, like this. So now let's go ahead and put down tax offices, because we're going to need the money. There's no way we can make money with just without tax offices. So we are selling all the fleece we can to here. And I think we're sort of going a bit too far. So let's go ahead and put down 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, the game does have... I've noticed I've done this a couple of times where I've right-clicked by mistake. It's because the game lags randomly, and it ends up accidentally right-clicking by mistake. But anyway, it's okay. So we've got 24 fleece in here. We'll get plenty more fleece from this, so we'll just speed this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run, and we've actually met the 30 skins of fleece. So all I need to do now is double the amount of money that I have in stockpile. So I'm going to let this run. And once I've got enough money, I will come back in to evolve the house into the target housing goal. Well, that wasn't much of an edit there. Unfortunately, Kaimate is yet again under attack, which means this trade post won't work very shortly. So I'm going to turn this right down to 4. And if they can sell 4 more before they shut down, which I don't see happening, but okay, they're going to come in and sell buy 4. Let's see. And then stop selling. Okay. Because we want this to stockpile now so I can give it to the people. Because it's obvious that Kaime is going to shut down again, which is unhelpful. I'm not sure who's attacking. It must be Troy, but it's no biggie. We've got plenty of food. It lasts a while. So although this says it's a low number, it actually lasts for a long time, so that's okay. I think in a later... yeah, Kaime thinks less of us. Annoyed, yes, so they will probably shut down trade and invade or some shit. We've got a lot of stockpile of food in the hunting lodge, which is actually good. Actually, what I'm going to do is granary. You're going to accept urchins, and you're going to accept nothing but meat. So let's just empty that out. Trade with Kaime shuts down, yes. So I'll have this sort of like this. This will be a bit more efficient, I think. Trade with Kaime opens up again. I kind of hate that, to be honest with you. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's more stable. Get rid of the urchins. Okay, we can sell Fleece to Kaime again. And we will now, what we'll do is this resentful, we're going to give them large skins of Fleece. And we'll also sell the Fleece. Kaime becomes resentful. Well, good for it. I gave you a nice big gift, so deal with it. All of this Fleece is what we're going to live on. This city will not survive without Fleece. And there we go, we're getting our money back, which is good. We made 63 skins of Fleece, Jesus. Kaime's grateful for the Fleece. Still resentful. I don't think anything's going to change that. They're going to reset it, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run. We're going to try and... I don't think I'm going to evolve the house. I'm going to try and get my money up. And once my money's broken through this 7,500 treasury goal barrier, sufficiently, not just sort of gone over it, just quite a bit amount, about 10,000. When I get to 10,000 drachma, I'll come back in to end the mission proper. Okay, so we are over the treasury goal by quite some amount. As I said, I wanted to come back in around 10,000. We have done that. Trade with Kaime closed and then reopen. That's fine. They've maxed out our sales they've bought all the Fleece they can, that is. But we need to exit this level. How many workers we're hemorrhaging? We're hemorrhaging a lot, but it's okay. And we've got a nice big stockpile of Fleece. I mean, this is insane. I mean, I can get so much out of this little area. And if I need to, I can just put down another little bit here and just provide more Fleece. Food stockpiles are pretty okay. And this is working a lot better now. It does mean that I have to go quite some distance, but it's okay. I also got a happiness monument as well. I think tenement's the next level when they get Fleece. We only need like 250 people in Fleece in tenements anyway, so let's just give them Fleece. It's homestead. Okay, so we need to culture, college, and that's what I need to account for. I need to account for the college building, so we'll put that there. In a podium, and I'll just evolve one block, and when we come back I'll evolve the other one as needed. But the next mission is tough, and this will probably get wrecked, I think. Actually no, the next mission is ridiculously tough. In fact, no one sells us marble, which we're going to need for the time when we come back here. The next mission is a colony mission. There's 3 colonies and there's a certain order I'm going to do them in, but I'm not going to explain right now, there's no point. Because it doesn't affect anything. So we're getting some tenements now, that's good. We don't get olive oil. You can get olive oil from early uses, but it's a waste of money. You don't have any way to really make money in this mission, so it's okay. So these houses will evolve, and we will get the people we need, which will allow us to win. Let's see, 96, yeah, that's okay. Should take over at the end of this year.
You have taken the first step on your journey to fame. Now it's time to leave Tiryns in the hands of your capable deputy, Eurystheus, and spread your influence to another area of the world.
It is indeed. So the next mission is a colony mission. You get 3 colonies, but I'm going to be picking the easiest route possible because the choices that you take in the colony missions affects the Tiryns map anyway. So I'll see you in the next part, guys. We will go into our first colony. All 3. Bye now.